when humanity's fleet arrived to annihilate Galactic Empire in shock. The galaxy was quiet for a long time. Thousands of worlds spun in their orbits, but few dared to speak of the empire that ruled them all. The Galactic Empire was large, cruel, and old. Its fleets had grown over centuries, and its weapons could destroy entire planets. No one had ever seen a fleet like it, and no one dared to fight it openly. The Empire's soldiers and commanders were proud. They believed they were untouchable, that no species could challenge them. Even the Council of Alien Worlds, who were once free, had learned to bow and pay tribute. Those who did not were erased quickly. The Empire's law was simple: obey or die. On the capital world, Emperor Kaldor sat in a room that stretched higher than the tallest towers on most planets. He was old but sharp. His skin was pale, his eyes cold, and his hands moved with precision as he held a small model of the galaxy in front of him. Generals and admirals bowed as he spoke. "Report on the humans," he said. He had heard whispers about them. A small group of star systems at the edge of the Empire had mentioned strange ships moving near human territory. Some said they were building new warships, stronger than anything before. Others said humans were just loud and reckless, not a threat. Admiral Vok, one of the Empire's most loyal commanders, stepped forward. His scales gleamed in the soft light of the chamber. "They are small, Your Majesty. Their fleets are nothing compared to ours. I do not recommend action now. Observe them, but there is no reason to worry." The Emperor's gaze sharpened. "I have ruled for a long time. I have never seen a species that moves so quickly in secret. Keep watch, send scouts, but do not alarm them. If humans rise against us, it must be their choice. Let us see their true nature." Far from the imperial capital, humans worked quietly. Earth and its colonies had been preparing for a long time. They had studied the Empire, its strengths and weaknesses, its fleets and tactics. On the surface of Mars, Commander Lisa Brown walked through the docking bay of a human shipyard. Rows of ships waited silently, each one bristling with weapons and armored plates. Every ship had been built for survival, for speed, and for precision. Lisa's boots echoed on the metal floor as she passed crews checking engines and shields. She watched the young cadets carefully, training them herself. "Lieutenant Jameson, status on the forward cannons?" she asked. "They are ready, Commander," he replied, wiping sweat from his forehead. "All systems online. The human fleet is strong even against larger ships." Lisa nodded. She had lost her family in an attack by the Empire long ago. She knew the Empire's cruelty firsthand. That memory drove her, gave her purpose. Humanity would not bow. Humanity would not die quietly. They would show the galaxy that they were not weak, that even the smallest species could fight with courage, strength, and cleverness. On Earth, Admiral Jack Carter looked at a holographic map of the Empire's fleet positions. His eyes moved quickly, memorizing every star system, every patrol route, every weak point. His hair was streaked with gray, but his mind was sharp. "We do not have to match their numbers," he said to his officers. "We need to hit where it hurts, where they will not expect. That is how humans fight. That is how we win." The young officers nodded. They had grown up hearing stories of the Empire, seeing news of planets destroyed for refusing tribute. Some had families on distant colonies that had been attacked. Every officer, every crew member on the fleet had a reason to fight, but they also had patience. Humanity did not rush blindly. They prepared. They waited. Meanwhile, the Empire's scouts moved closer to human space. Small observation ships glided through the darkness, careful not to be seen. On one scout ship, Commander Czar leaned over the control panel. His eyes, large and golden, scanned the reports from distant systems. "The humans are building," he said. "They have more ships than expected, more firepower. It is unusual." His second, Lieutenant Varro, laughed. "Unusual, they are human, they cannot match us. We are the Empire. Everything they have is nothing compared to us." Czar did not answer. He knew what humans were capable of. He had seen reports of battles on small colonies where humans survived against impossible odds. Their ships were smaller, but their crews were clever. They adapted. They learned. They never gave up. Back on Mars, Commander Lisa Brown visited the engineering bay, checking the work of the technicians. "Make sure every shield generator is calibrated," she said. "Every laser turret must work. We will not survive if we fail to prepare." "Commander, the human fleet is fully armed," said one technician, a young woman named Sarah Hill. "They do not even know we are ready. The Empire will be shocked." Lisa smiled slightly. "Let them be shocked. That is part of the plan." On Earth, Admiral Jack Carter addressed the fleet for the final briefing. Hundreds of ships filled the orbital station, their hulls gleaming under the sun. "We are not the largest fleet in the galaxy," he said. "We are not the strongest by numbers, but we are human. We fight for our families, for our freedom, for our future. The Empire has underestimated us for too long. That ends now. We will move quietly, strike fast, and give them no chance to respond. Humanity will remind the galaxy what it means to survive." The fleet responded with unified cheers, their voices echoing in the massive hangar. Even though they were small compared to the Empire, every human on those ships carried courage. Every pilot, every gunner, every engineer understood the stakes. The Empire believed humanity would be easy to destroy. They were wrong. Meanwhile, the Empire continued to underestimate them. Emperor Kaldor entertained nobles and advisors, drinking and laughing as scouts reported on human activity. "They are still small," he said. "Even if they rebel, it will be minor. No fleet can resist the Empire for long. Watch them, yes, but do not fear them." Admiral Vok bowed. "Of course, Your Majesty, they will soon be nothing but a memory." Vok left the room, but in his mind a small worry lingered. The humans were different. Unlike the other species the Empire had conquered, they did not flee. They did not hide. They prepared. And they were patient. On Mars, Lisa Brown walked alone through a quiet corridor. She stopped to look at a photo of her family, long gone from a colony the Empire had destroyed. Her hands tightened around the frame. "We will make them pay," she whispered. "We will make them see that humans are not weak." In the outer rim, small human reconnaissance ships moved like shadows, unseen and silent. They observed Imperial patrols, marking weaknesses, recording movements, learning every routine. Human crews stayed calm, professional, and precise. They were not reckless, but they were ready to fight with everything they had. Back on the Imperial capital, Emperor Kaldor turned over the map of the galaxy again. "Humans are insignificant," he muttered, but his voice was less certain than before. Reports of strange ship movements and attacks on small Empire outposts reached him more often. Some worlds had refused tribute quietly, and humans had protected them. No one in the Empire understood how a small species could do so much without large numbers. Czar, the scout commander, reported again. "Your Majesty, we have sightings. Human ships are ready to move. They have gathered fleets in secret, unseen." Kaldor frowned. "Impossible. How could they hide so many? We monitor everything." "Perhaps we underestimated them," Czar said. The Emperor turned away. "No, humans are small. They will fail. Watch them. Let them move. It will be entertaining to see them crushed." The humans did not know the Emperor's thoughts, and they did not care. They only knew what they had prepared for decades. The fleet was ready. Every ship, every weapon, every crew member had a role. The galaxy had seen humans as weak, emotional, and reckless for centuries. Now, humans waited silently, hidden at the edge of known space, ready to move. Commander Lisa Brown stood on the bridge of her ship, looking at the stars ahead. "Soon," she said softly, "soon they will see what humans can do." Admiral Jack Carter's fleet was ready. They waited in silence, patient, calm, and deadly. The Empire believed they were small, insignificant, and easy to destroy. That belief would cost them dearly. Humans had learned from every defeat, every loss, every act of cruelty the Empire had committed. They had prepared for centuries to survive, to strike back, and to make the galaxy remember their name. In the darkness of space, hundreds of human ships glided through the void. They were silent, invisible, and ready. No one in the Empire knew how many there were. No one suspected the fury that waited patiently at the edge of the galaxy. The first strike would come without warning, and when it did, the Empire would see the human spirit, relentless, unforgiving, and unstoppable. The human fleet waited at the edge of known space. Hundreds of ships hovered silently in the darkness, their engines ready but quiet. The crews moved calmly, checking weapons and systems. Every human knew what was at stake. They were small in numbers compared to the Empire, but they were not afraid. Every pilot, every engineer, every soldier had trained for this moment for years. Admiral Jack Carter stood on the bridge of the flagship, the Liberty, looking at the display of the Empire's star systems. His eyes moved carefully across every point on the map. "We strike at the core of their communications first," he said. "Without control, their fleets will be confused. We move fast, we hit hard, and we give them no chance to respond." Commander Lisa Brown, standing beside him, nodded. "All ships are ready, Admiral." "The crews are calm. They know what to do." Jack smiled slightly. "Good. Calm crews are the most dangerous." The human ships moved in formation, quiet and precise. They avoided patrols, slipped past observation points, and reached the first target without being detected. A small Imperial command station hovered in orbit around a minor planet. It had sensors and weapons, but the humans had studied every weakness. Captain Eric Hall, leading the first strike squadron, gave the order, "Fire on my mark. Target the shields first." "We take control in 30 seconds. The human ships opened fire with precise laser strikes, hitting shield generators at points no one thought possible. The Imperial station's alarms screamed too late. Energy shields flickered and failed. The humans were inside before the Empire could mount a defense. The station's command crew was stunned. They tried to respond, but humans moved faster than any simulation the Empire had ever run. Lieutenant Sarah Hill piloted her ship through the chaos. She had lost her homeworld to the Empire's soldiers, but she had trained for this moment. Her hands moved quickly over the controls, dodging fire and striking weak points. "They can't keep up," she said over the comm. "Every shield is down. We're in control." Back on the flagship, Admiral Carter watched the battle unfold. "Good, that is the first step. Keep moving. We cannot let them organize." The Empire was shocked. Emperor Calder received reports of the attack and could not believe what he saw. "How is this possible?" he shouted. "They are human. They cannot do this." Admiral Vok bowed but could not hide his worry. "Your Majesty, the humans have attacked without warning. They are small, yes, but their tactics are unusual. They do not follow the rules we expect." The Emperor slammed his fist on the table. "Unusual or not, we will crush them, send the fleet, destroy them." But the human fleet had already moved. They hit supply lines, patrol ships, and outposts. The Empire's commanders had never seen such speed and precision. The humans did not attack cities or colonies at first. They attacked control stations, communications hubs, and jump gates. Every strike was calculated. Every move was meant to confuse and disable, not destroy indiscriminately. On a small world in the Outer Rim, alien workers watched human ships appear suddenly in the sky. "What are they?" one asked. His hands shook as he pointed to the sleek ships moving faster than anything they had seen. "They are humans," another whispered. "We thought they were weak. We thought they could be controlled." The humans gave them a choice. Civilian colonies could evacuate. Humans cleared paths for the people who had suffered under the Empire for generations. That was not mercy, but a calculated move to gain trust and support. Captain Eric Hall moved his squadron to a larger target, an Imperial cruiser guarding a supply corridor. The cruiser's weapons opened fire, but human ships dodged every shot. Missiles exploded harmlessly in empty space as humans attacked from angles the Empire did not expect. Hall's ship fired its disruptor beams, taking down the cruiser's engines and navigation systems. The crew inside was stunned. They had never seen enemies move like this, strike like this, and avoid damage like this. On the flagship, Admiral Carter issued orders for the next strike. "We move to the jump gate near Sector 4. If we destroy it, we cut off reinforcements. They will be forced to fight isolated." Lieutenant Jameson responded. "Yes, Admiral, the squadron is ready." The human fleet moved faster than anyone anticipated. Imperial sensors could not track them accurately. The Empire's fleets tried to respond, but humans were always one step ahead. Every engagement left the Empire confused and afraid. Alien commanders whispered about humans who seemed to anticipate every move, strike without hesitation, and survive attacks that should have destroyed them. Commander Lisa Brown led a small team to disable an Imperial relay station. Her ship glided silently through space, undetected. She activated the hacking tools, breaking into the station's systems. Lights flickered as alarms went off. The humans moved fast, downloading data and taking control. Within minutes, they had disabled the station, leaving the Empire blind in the outer rim. Meanwhile, Admiral Carter watched the effects of the attack. "Good," he said quietly. "Every system we take, every fleet we confuse brings us closer to our goal. Keep moving. We cannot stop now." The Empire grew frantic. Emperor Kaldor could not believe what was happening. His advisors begged him to act, but the humans had already changed the battlefield. Their speed, their tactics, and their intelligence made the Empire's largest fleet seem slow and clumsy. On one Imperial command ship, General Rock barked orders. "We must destroy them now. Form a battle line. Do not let them pass." But the humans did not follow the patterns the Empire expected. They split into small groups, striking multiple points at once. Every move caused confusion. Every strike forced the Empire to divide forces and fail. Alien crews who had served the Empire for decades began to fear the humans. "They are not like us," one officer said quietly. "They do not obey the rules of war we know. They are unpredictable, deadly." Back on Mars, Lisa Brown watched reports from the strike teams. Her face was calm, but inside she felt the weight of responsibility. Every life in the fleet mattered. She thought of her family, of her homeworld destroyed by the Empire, and of the billions of lives across the galaxy who depended on them. Humans had no choice. They had to win. The humans did not slow down. Every target was attacked with precision. Supply lines were cut, communication hubs were destroyed, and fleets were disabled. Imperial soldiers could not understand how a small number of ships could cause so much damage. Every report from the front confused their leaders. Every strike made the Empire weaker, but no one could stop it. On the flagship, Admiral Carter sent a message to every human commander. "Remember, we fight with skill and speed, not anger. Show them what it means to underestimate humanity. We are small, but we are unstoppable when we act together." The human crews followed orders perfectly. They moved as one, striking at every weakness. Even alien civilians began to see humans as saviors rather than enemies. The humans offered paths to safety, evacuation routes, and protection for those who had suffered under the Empire. These acts confused Imperial commanders more than anything. They could not understand why humans did not simply destroy everything. Captain Eric Hall led his squadron to another patrol fleet. The Empire ships opened fire, but the humans dodged every shot, striking at engines, weapons, and control centers. Within minutes, the Imperial patrol was disabled. Hall's crew cheered silently. They did not celebrate destruction, but they celebrated survival and precision. Every move mattered. Every attack had a purpose. Meanwhile, Emperor Kaldor could not hide his growing fear. He had underestimated humans for centuries. He had believed them weak, emotional, and easy to control. But now his fleets were falling apart, his worlds were at risk, and humans moved faster than he could react. Admiral Vok tried to calm him. "Your Majesty, we can regroup. We still have numbers. We still have power." But Kaldor knew it was not the same. The humans had changed the rules. They had struck with intelligence, speed, and purpose. They had made the Empire vulnerable in ways he could not predict. On the bridge of the Liberty, Admiral Carter looked at the galaxy map. "We have begun," he said. "The Empire will not recover quickly. This is only the start. Humanity will remind the galaxy that size does not make a species powerful. Courage, intelligence, and unity make a species unstoppable." Commander Lisa Brown watched the fleet move forward. "The first shock is complete," she said. "Now we show them that humans are not just survivors. Humans are warriors. We fight for what is right, for every life they have tried to destroy. And we will not stop until the Empire learns that lesson." In the darkness of space, the human fleet glided forward, unseen, silent, and deadly. The Empire was confused, weak, and terrified. The galaxy had believed humans were small and weak. Now, humans were about to prove they were something no one had ever expected: unstoppable. The human fleet moved deeper into Imperial space. Every ship followed orders without hesitation. The first strikes had confused the Empire, but humans were not finished. Every captain knew the stakes. Every crew member knew the cost of failure. The galaxy had underestimated humans for too long. Now, humans would show what they were capable of. Admiral Jack Carter stood on the bridge of the Liberty, watching the display of Imperial fleets. "They are regrouping," he said quietly. "But we are faster. We hit first and we hit hard. Remember, precision is our strength." Commander Lisa Brown nodded. "The squadrons are ready. We strike the communication hub near Sector 9 next. Once it falls, the Empire cannot coordinate their fleets properly." Captain Eric Hall led the first wave. His ship glided through the darkness, engines nearly silent, shields ready. He glanced at his crew. "Remember, hit the systems, not the crew if possible. We want them alive to learn a lesson." Lieutenant Sarah Hill piloted her ship beside him. "Understood, Captain. Systems are locked, weapons ready. Let's give them a surprise they will never forget." The Imperial fleets had gathered near the sector, unaware that humans had already reached their outer edges. General Rock barked orders to his officers. "They will strike soon. Prepare all fleets. We cannot let humans destroy our command here." But humans moved differently from any species the Empire had faced. They did not charge blindly. They split into small squadrons, attacking multiple points at once. The Empire's officers tried to predict their moves, but humans were always ahead. Ships dodged lasers, shields absorbed energy, and disruptor beams disabled engines in moments. Captain Eric Hall's squadron struck the communication hub first. Alarms screamed across the station, but the humans had prepared. Hackers on board the human ships bypassed firewalls and security systems within seconds. Lights flickered, alarms turned off, and control of the hub slipped from Imperial hands. "Control is ours," Hall said over the comm. "They won't know what hit them until it's too late." Imperial commanders stared at their displays in disbelief. Ships were disappearing, systems failing, and yet humans were only a small number. The Empire had never faced an enemy like this. Their tactics relied on overwhelming strength, strict formations, and fear. Humans ignored all of it. They adapted, reacted, and attacked in ways no one expected. Admiral Carter gave the next orders. "Now move to the cruiser fleet near the outer rim. They will try to intercept. Disable them before they reach the hub." Lisa Brown led her squadron to intercept the cruisers. Her hands moved quickly over the controls. Missiles launched, but humans dodged and countered. Shields were hit but held firm. Each maneuver was practiced, precise, and deadly. The Imperial cruisers fired back, but their shots missed repeatedly. Within minutes, engines were destroyed, weapons disabled, and the crew was forced to surrender. Lieutenant Sarah Hill watched as one cruiser drifted powerless. "Captain, we've taken them. No one escaped." Hall smiled. "Good. Every victory counts, no matter the size. Keep moving." The Empire was in shock. Emperor Kaldor received reports from multiple sectors. Entire fleets were disabled by humans before they could engage properly. Communication hubs were offline. Supply lines destroyed. His commanders begged for action, but nothing worked. "They are humans," Kaldor shouted, pacing. "How can they be so strong? How can they move so fast? They are small, insignificant." Admiral Vok looked uneasy. "Your Majesty, we underestimated them. They do not fight like other species. They do not follow expected rules. Their tactics are unusual, dangerous." Kaldor slammed his fist on the table. "Send reinforcements. Destroy every human ship. If we lose control now, the galaxy will see our weakness." But humans had already moved ahead. Captain Hall's squadron reached a supply hub in a distant system. Missiles and laser fire tore through energy shields. Humans boarded the hub using small transport pods. Engineers and soldiers worked together, disabling defenses while keeping casualties low. Within hours, the hub was in human control. Supplies, weapons, and star maps were now human property. "Another system secured," Hall reported. "The Empire cannot coordinate fleets without this hub. Their response will be slow." Back on Mars, Lisa Brown monitored communications. "Good work. Every system we take weakens the Empire. Their fleets will stumble without coordination. Keep pressing forward." Imperial fleets tried to fight back. Massive ships moved to engage human squadrons, firing beams and missiles, but humans always outmaneuvered them. Smaller human ships slipped through gaps, striking weak points and retreating before being targeted. The Empire's soldiers had never seen anything like it. Every engagement left them confused, frustrated, and afraid. On one Imperial cruiser, General Rock shouted orders. "Concentrate fire. Target the human command. We cannot let them continue." But humans did not behave like other enemies. They did not concentrate in one spot. They attacked multiple points at once, confusing the Imperial targeting systems. Shields failed, engines exploded, and entire crews were captured. Admiral Carter watched the reports with satisfaction. "They believe size matters," he said quietly. "We will show them that courage, intelligence, and unity matter more." On the bridge of the Liberty, Lisa Brown saw the first signs of panic among Imperial soldiers. Some tried to retreat. Others fired recklessly. Humans took advantage of every mistake. A small squadron disabled a cruiser, capturing it almost intact. The Empire had not seen such tactics. Humans did not need large fleets to destroy the enemy. Their strategy was clever, precise, and effective. Captain Hall piloted his ship through a field of debris where a massive Imperial fleet had been destroyed. "They never expected humans to be this fast," he said. "We strike where they are weak, and they cannot react." Lieutenant Sarah Hill looked out at the stars, where smoke and fire marked the destruction of Imperial ships. "They will never forget this day." On the Imperial capital, Emperor Kaldor could barely hide his fear. Reports of lost ships, destroyed stations, and captured crews flooded in. He had never imagined that humans could move so efficiently, strike so decisively, and survive every attack. Admiral Vok tried to calm him. "Your Majesty, perhaps negotiation." "No," Kaldor shouted. "They cannot be allowed to succeed. Destroy them, crush them." But the humans had already moved on. Captain Hall's squadron approached the last fleet in the sector. The humans did not panic, even as massive ships opened fire. They dodged, countered, and disabled engines. Within minutes, the Empire's largest ships in the area were crippled. Crews were stunned. They had never fought an enemy that moved like humans, thought like humans, and refused to die. Commander Lisa Brown sent orders to boarding teams. "Capture what we can." Disable what we cannot destroy. Every victory counts. Lieutenant Sarah Hill watched a cruiser's engines fail, leaving it drifting. They don't even know what hit them, she said. Humans are unstoppable when we act together. The Empire's soldiers began to doubt themselves. They had always believed that obedience and numbers guaranteed victory. Humans had destroyed that belief. The galaxy was learning that size and strength were not everything. Humans had courage, intelligence, and unity. They had strategy, patience, and determination. On Mars, Lisa Brown looked at a display showing the sector after the battle. "We have made our mark," she said. "The Empire will never forget this. They will not believe a small species could destroy so much." Admiral Carter nodded. "This is only the beginning. We will continue to move forward. They will recover slowly, if at all. The galaxy is watching. Humanity has sent its first message. We are not weak. We are not small, and we will not be controlled." Captain Hall and Lieutenant Hill watched the stars ahead. Every ship they had destroyed, every crew they had disabled, every system they had taken sent a clear message. Humans were not to be underestimated. The Empire had been shocked. The galaxy had been shocked, and humans were just getting started. As the fleet regrouped for the next strike, every human knew the truth. They were fighting for survival, for freedom, and for justice. The Empire had grown arrogant, cruel, and careless. Humanity had learned from every defeat, every loss, and every hardship. They were ready to fight in ways no one expected. The galaxy waited, holding its breath. The humans moved silently through the void, deadly, precise, and unstoppable. Imperial fleets could not predict them. Emperor Kaldor could not stop them. The humans had changed the rules of war, and when the next strike came, it would leave the Empire trembling. The humans did not stop. The Empire was already shaken, but humanity pressed forward, moving deeper into Imperial space. Every human ship, every pilot, every crew member knew the importance of this moment. The galaxy had underestimated them for centuries, and now humans would finish what they had started. Admiral Jack Carter looked at the fleet on the display. Hundreds of human ships moved as one, like a single living organism. "Their fleets are still trying to regroup," he said. "But they are disorganized. That is our advantage. We strike where they are weakest and we continue to press forward. Do not give them time to think." Commander Lisa Brown stood beside him. "The squadrons are ready. Our boarding teams have been preparing for larger ships. Every crew member is trained for every situation. The Empire will not know what hit them." Captain Eric Hall led the first wave into the outer sectors. Their target was an Imperial war station that controlled multiple systems. It was heavily guarded, but humans did not fear numbers. They had learned long ago that courage, intelligence, and teamwork mattered more than size. "Move in carefully," Hall said to his pilots. "Focus on engines first, then weapons. Disable without unnecessary damage. We take control, not destroy blindly." Lieutenant Sarah Hill nodded. "Engines targeted, weapons offline. We are in position." The humans attacked with speed and precision. Missiles struck shields at weak points. Energy beams disabled weapons and communication arrays. Boarding pods moved silently to the station, carrying soldiers and engineers trained for this exact moment. Within minutes, the station was in human control. Imperial soldiers were stunned. They had never fought enemies who moved like this, struck like this, and refused to panic under pressure. "Station secured," Hall reported. "All critical systems offline. Crew captured. No casualties on our side." Admiral Carter nodded. "Good. This is the kind of victory that changes the battlefield. Keep moving. The Empire is weak, and we will show them no mercy in precision, not in destruction." The Empire was collapsing faster than its leaders could comprehend. Emperor Kaldor received endless reports of lost ships, disabled stations, and captured fleets. His advisors whispered constantly, offering suggestions, but nothing worked. Every plan was too slow. Every fleet was outmaneuvered. They are only humans, Kaldor shouted in frustration. Small, weak, insignificant. How can they cause so much damage? Send more reinforcements, crush them. Admiral Vok bowed, worry visible in his scales. Your Majesty, we underestimated them. They do not fight like other species. They are intelligent, adaptive, dangerous. Kaldor slammed his fist on the table. I do not care, they must be destroyed. But humans had already moved past his reinforcements. Captain Hall's squadron had attacked an Imperial cruiser fleet that had attempted to respond. Humans moved faster, striking weak points, disabling engines, and taking control of key systems. Imperial commanders could not understand how a small number of ships could do so much damage. On the bridge of the Liberty, Admiral Carter issued orders. We continue toward the Imperial capital's outer defenses. The Empire will not stop us. Every strike weakens their command and morale. Remember, we fight with skill, not rage. Every move is calculated. Commander Lisa Brown monitored the sector maps. We have reports of civilians trying to flee systems under attack. We will clear evacuation routes and protect them. Every action we take will weaken the Empire and gain trust across the galaxy. Captain Hall led his squadron toward a heavily defended supply line. Imperial ships moved to intercept, but humans did not panic. They split into smaller groups, attacked from multiple angles and disabled weapons with precision. Missiles exploded harmlessly, engines failed, and crews were forced to surrender. Lieutenant Sarah Hill smiled as she watched the battle unfold. They never expected humans to fight like this. We are unstoppable when we work together. Imperial fleets tried to reorganize, but every new plan was countered immediately. Humans had learned the Empire's tactics, studied their formations, and anticipated their moves. The Empire's soldiers had never faced such intelligence combined with speed. Every attempt to strike back ended in failure. On one war station, humans moved in to disable its defenses. Boarding teams entered through maintenance shafts, silent and precise. Engineers quickly shut down weapons and communications. Soldiers captured the crew without unnecessary killing. Within an hour, the station was under human control. Another key point secured, Hall reported. The Empire cannot coordinate without these stations. Their fleets are scattered and confused. Admiral Carter watched the reports. Good. Every system we take weakens their reach. We are changing the rules of war. The Empire has relied on fear and numbers, but humans do not fear. Humans do not flee. Humans fight. Emperor Kaldor was furious. They cannot be stopped, he shouted. Send everything we have. Admiral Vok tried to calm him. Your Majesty, even if we send more fleets, the human strategy is unpredictable. They strike where we are weakest and they are faster than we can respond. But Kaldor ignored him. He had to act. We will crush them. Do not let them advance. Meanwhile, humans continued their strikes. Captain Hall's squadron moved toward an Imperial shipyard in the sector. The yard was defended by multiple cruisers, but humans did not fear them. They attacked from angles no one expected, striking weak points and disabling engines. Within hours, the yard was under human control. The Empire had lost supplies, weapons, and ships. Lieutenant Sarah Hill watched the captured ships drifting in orbit. They underestimated us, she said. Every strike proves humans are stronger than they thought. Commander Lisa Brown monitored communications from occupied stations. They are panicking. Soldiers do not know how to respond. We have taken control of their supply lines and communication hubs. Their fleets are scattered and uncoordinated. Admiral Carter nodded. Exactly what we want. Chaos weakens them faster than any battle. Continue pressing forward. Do not stop. Humans moved quickly from system to system. They offered civilians safe passage, helping those who had suffered under Imperial rule for generations. These actions confused Imperial commanders. They expected humans to act like other species, destroy first, show no mercy, and leave fear behind. Humans acted differently. They fought with precision, protected innocents, and captured enemies when possible. Captain Hall and Lieutenant Hill led a squadron to intercept an Imperial cruiser that tried to flee. Humans disabled weapons and engines, boarding the ship efficiently. Imperial crews were stunned. "How can a small fleet do this?" one officer whispered. "They move like we cannot predict. They fight like humans are something else." On Mars, Lisa Brown smiled at the reports. "We are showing the galaxy that humans are not just survivors. We are warriors. Every victory proves that courage and unity can defeat tyranny." Admiral Carter addressed the fleet. "We have taken control of multiple systems. The Empire cannot coordinate, their fleets are scattered, and their soldiers are confused. We have sent a message across the galaxy. Humans are strong, humans are clever, and humans fight for freedom. Continue advancing. Every move matters." Imperial fleets tried to strike back, but every attempt failed. Humans anticipated movements, countered attacks, and struck where the enemy was weak. The Empire's soldiers had never faced an enemy like this. Every victory for humans demoralized the Empire further. Captain Hall and his squadron moved toward another critical station. They disabled defenses, captured crews, and secured supplies. "Another system under human control," Hall said. "The Empire cannot recover quickly." Lieutenant Sarah Hill looked at the stars where Imperial ships had been destroyed. "They will never forget this day," she said. Emperor Kaldor watched helplessly as the Empire's control slipped away. "They cannot be stopped," he muttered. Every new report brought more chaos. Entire fleets were captured or disabled, stations were in human hands, and civilians were fleeing under human protection. Admiral Vok looked at him gravely. "Your Majesty, humans have changed the rules. They do not fight like anyone else. They are not predictable. Their courage, strategy, and unity make them unstoppable." Kaldor slammed his fist in frustration. "Then we must adapt, destroy every human ship." But humans had already moved on. Captain Hall led his squadron deeper into Imperial territory. Every move weakened the Empire further. Humans had not come to conquer. They had come to end tyranny. And with every strike, every victory, every system liberated, the Empire was forced to recognize a simple truth: humans were unstoppable. Admiral Carter watched the reports with satisfaction. "This is only the beginning. The Empire will never be the same. Humanity has shown that even a small species can change the galaxy if they fight with courage, intelligence, and unity. Remember this, everyone. We fight not just to survive, but to remind the galaxy what humans can do." Commander Lisa Brown looked at the fleet. "We are stronger together. Every crew, every pilot, every soldier knows their role. The Empire has underestimated humans for too long. Now they will pay for that mistake." The human fleet glided through the darkness, moving from system to system. Imperial fleets tried to respond but were too slow, too confused, and too disorganized. Every system humans liberated brought hope to the galaxy and fear to the Empire. Humans had proven that size, numbers, and fear did not determine power. Courage, intelligence, unity, and determination did. In the Outer Rim, humans prepared for the next strike. They knew the Empire would try to fight back harder. They knew the next battles would be more dangerous, but they were ready. Humans did not back down. Humans did not flee. Humans fought, and when they fought together, nothing could stop them. The Empire was in chaos. Commanders argued, fleets failed, and soldiers were terrified. The Emperor could not understand how such a small species could destroy so much. The galaxy had been shocked. Humans had struck with speed, precision, and purpose, and they were only getting stronger. Admiral Carter looked at the stars ahead. "The Empire will learn what it means to underestimate humanity. We move forward. We strike, we liberate, and we show the galaxy that humans are unstoppable." Captain Hall and Lieutenant Hill piloted their ships through the wreckage of Imperial fleets, moving toward new targets. Every move was careful, precise, and deadly. Humanity had proven itself. The Empire had been shaken to its core, and the humans were not finished. The human fleet moved toward the Imperial capital. Every ship was ready, every crew member alert, and every pilot focused. They had fought through outer sectors, disabled fleets, liberated worlds, and weakened the Empire. Now, the final confrontation awaited. The Empire's strongest fleets gathered to defend their home, but humans were not afraid. They had prepared, they had trained, and they had learned from every battle. Admiral Jack Carter stood on the bridge of the Liberty, looking at the display. The Imperial capital glowed in the distance, surrounded by massive fleets and defenses. "This is it," he said quietly. "The Empire has grown arrogant for centuries. They believe size and power are everything. We will show them the truth. Move carefully, strike precisely. Humanity wins when we act together." Commander Lisa Brown nodded beside him. "The crews are ready, Admiral. Everyone knows their role. We do this with precision, not chaos. Every move counts." Captain Eric Hall led the first strike squadron. "We know the risks," he said to his pilots. "Engage with caution, but do not hesitate. Remember, our goal is to end their tyranny, not destroy innocents. Protect civilians whenever possible. Disable fleets and systems, not cities." Lieutenant Sarah Hill piloted her ship in formation. "Weapons ready, shields up. Let's give the Empire a lesson they will never forget." The human fleet moved forward, slipping through outer defense lines with speed and precision. Imperial fleets fired massive energy beams and launched missiles, but humans dodged every attack. They struck at engines, weapons, and communication arrays, disabling ships before they could retaliate. The Empire had never faced enemies who moved like humans. Every strike was calculated, every move anticipated, and every victory gained without unnecessary destruction. General Rock shouted orders aboard an Imperial cruiser. "Target the humans. Destroy them before they reach the capital. Do not let them survive." But humans were already inside the range of critical systems. Boarding pods moved silently, carrying soldiers and engineers trained for this moment. They disabled weapons, captured crews, and took control of ships without unnecessary killing. Within hours, the outer defense fleet was in human hands or drifting powerless. The Empire had underestimated humans one last time. Admiral Carter observed the battle unfold. "Good," he said quietly. "We move forward as one. Every fleet we disable, every system we control, brings us closer to victory. Remember, precision and unity win the war, not rage." Commander Lisa Brown monitored communications from occupied stations. "Reports show civilians being evacuated safely. Our actions are spreading hope across the galaxy. Even those who feared humans now see them as protectors." Inside the Imperial capital, Emperor Kaldor paced angrily. "How is this possible? How can such a small species defeat my fleets, destroy stations, and take control of our systems? Send reinforcements, crush them." Admiral Vox shook his head. "Your Majesty, it is too late. The humans are unstoppable. Every move they make is precise, coordinated, and unexpected. They are not just fighting, they are changing the rules of war." Kaldor slammed his fist in frustration. "Then we will die with them, destroy everything in their path." But humans had already disabled most of the Empire's defensive systems. Captain Eric Hall and his squadron struck the final defense fleets. Missiles exploded harmlessly against human shields, engines failed on massive cruisers, and crews were forced to surrender. The Empire's most powerful ships now drifted powerless, floating like debris in orbit. Lieutenant Sarah Hill watched the final battle unfold. They never expected humans to fight like this. They believed numbers and size meant everything. They were wrong. Admiral Carter ordered the fleet to move closer to the capital. "This is the final step. Disable communications, capture key fleets, and prepare for the message. The Emperor must understand what humans can do." Commander Lisa Brown watched as boarding teams moved toward the capital's orbital stations. Every crew member knew their role. Engineers disabled systems, soldiers captured command centers, and pilots provided cover. Within hours, the imperial capital was surrounded and powerless. On the Emperor's bridge, Kaldor faced the truth. Human ships surrounded the planet. Fleets he believed invincible were now powerless. Communication networks were down, supply lines destroyed. His entire empire had been dismantled before his eyes. Admiral Vox spoke quietly. "Your Majesty, they have shown you what we never could. Humanity is not small. Humanity is not weak. They are unstoppable when united." Kaldor turned, pale and shaking. I underestimated them. I thought size and power ruled everything. I was wrong." Admiral Carter prepared to transmit the final message. "This is not conquest," he said. "This is judgment. Humanity does not seek to destroy your people, only your tyranny. Emperor Kaldor, the galaxy has suffered under your rule for centuries. Your fleets have fallen. Your stations are under human control. You have lost the empire." The transmission reached every system. Humans had liberated planets, protected civilians, and disabled imperial fleets. Even the alien species once enslaved by the Empire began to rise, seeing humans as protectors rather than enemies. Captain Hall and Lieutenant Hill led the landing on the capital world. Their squads moved with precision, clearing paths, disabling security, and preparing for the Emperor's surrender. Imperial guards, once proud and confident, now stood frozen in disbelief. Humans had defeated fleets, stations, and entire systems without the slaughter the Empire expected. Commander Lisa Brown addressed the final units. "We do not fight for revenge. We fight for justice, for freedom, and for life. Every soldier who surrenders will be treated fairly. Civilians will be protected. Humanity is here to end tyranny, not create more." Emperor Kaldor finally stepped forward. I surrender," he said. His voice was broken, but he still tried to hold some pride. "I have ruled for centuries. I have destroyed worlds. I did not expect humans to defeat me." Admiral Carter replied calmly, "Emperor Kaldor, you are judged not by the size of your fleets, but by the lives you have harmed. Humanity has shown mercy when possible, precision when necessary, and strength when required. You have lost. The galaxy is free from your tyranny." The Emperor was taken into custody. His guards, once loyal and fierce, now looked to humans in disbelief. They had underestimated a small species and paid the price. The galaxy had seen that courage, intelligence, and unity could defeat fear, cruelty, and size. Captain Hall and Lieutenant Hill watched as civilians celebrated their liberation on the planet below. "This is what humans fight for," Hall said. "Not just victory, but freedom, justice, and hope." Lieutenant Hill nodded. "We have shown the galaxy what it means to fight for what is right. Humans are small, yes, but we are unstoppable when united." Admiral Carter addressed the fleet one last time. "We have achieved what many thought impossible. The Empire is defeated, its fleets captured or disabled, and its ruler taken into custody. But remember, this victory is not ours alone. It belongs to every life we have protected, every species we have liberated, and every planet we have saved. Humanity has shown the galaxy what it means to fight, survive, and win. This is the legacy of our species." Commander Lisa Brown watched the fleets returning to their home systems. "We have changed the galaxy. Humans will no longer be underestimated. This is only the beginning of a new era." Captain Hall piloted his ship back through the stars, seeing fleets of liberated worlds joining humans in peace. The Empire thought they could control everything. They were wrong. The galaxy now knows the power of humans, not in numbers but in courage and unity. Lieutenant Sarah Hill looked at the stars ahead, feeling hope for the first time in generations. "We have shown them all. The galaxy has seen what humans can do. The Empire is finished. Humanity wins." Admiral Carter smiled at the fleet. We move forward not as conquerors but as protectors. The galaxy has learned its lesson. Humans fight for life, for freedom, and for justice. Remember this moment. Humanity has arrived. The Empire will never forget the day it was defeated by a small species with a great heart. The human fleet slowly withdrew from the capital, leaving the Emperor and his empire powerless but alive. Humans had proven that true strength was not in size, numbers, or fear, but in courage, intelligence, unity, and the will to protect what was right. The galaxy was quiet for a moment, stunned by what had happened. Planets cheered, fleets celebrated, and survivors of the Empire's cruelty began to rebuild. Humanity had sent a clear message to every species: do not underestimate them. Do not assume weakness. Humans fought not just to survive, but to show what a small, determined species could do. Admiral Carter stood on the bridge of the Liberty, looking at the stars. "The galaxy has changed," he said quietly. "We came to fight and we have won. But our victory is not about destruction. It is about showing what it means to be human. Courage, unity, intelligence, and hope, these are our weapons. The Empire has learned the truth. The galaxy has learned the truth. Humanity is unstoppable." Captain Hall and Lieutenant Hill watched the stars pass by as their fleet moved home. "We have done more than win battles," Hall said. "We have changed the course of history. The Empire underestimated humans, and that mistake cost them everything." Lieutenant Hill nodded. "The galaxy will never forget today. Humans will be remembered not for their size or numbers, but for their courage and strength. We are small, yes, but we are unstoppable." Commander Lisa Brown looked at the fleet returning to home systems. "This is the beginning of a new era. Humans have shown the galaxy what they are capable of. The Empire will never rise again the same way. And we have done it with skill, precision, and humanity. We fight not just to survive, but to protect life and freedom everywhere." The human fleet disappeared into the darkness, leaving the Empire in ruins, the Emperor captured, and the galaxy forever changed. Humanity had arrived, not as conquerors, but as warriors, protectors, and survivors. The Empire had been shocked, the galaxy inspired, and every world had learned a simple truth: never underestimate humanity.